What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Lavon Kaysen, and I'm back again with another interview. And this is a special guest. He's been on Weapon Wheel podcast. He's doing his own thing with his own podcast, the Writer's Block. Please welcome Kid Smoove. What's up?
What's up, Levon? How you doing?
Yeah, it's been going fine. So I'm hearing that you might come back to Weapon Wheel podcast. Is that true or troll?
No, I'm not. I'm not trolling. Yeah. No, I'll be back the next week. I think it's off this week, but I'll be back next week.
So you just need to take a little time off from there because of what happened, or
I don't know. I kind of didn't really announce or anything like that. Like after everything happened, the last thing on my mind was if I should go back on or if I'm going back on. I didn't announce that I wasn't going back. I just decided, all right, whatever.
you decided to take a break?
Yeah, it wasn't even a break. It wasn't even like scheduled or anything like that. I was just like, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not messing with these dudes right now. So I'm gonna lay low, focus on my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
what gets you to write some of your raps? Like you made some comedic raps, like some memorable lines.
are they comedic or are you taking it as comedic?
I'm taking it as comedic.
Man, are you referring to anything or are you just referring to just the songs in general?
Just the songs in general.
No, I get bored and sometimes when I'm not gaming, I got two loves. Other than my love, I got two loves after that. It's video games and it's music. And sometimes the games aren't out. The games aren't good enough, or the gaming news it's dry. It's like I feel inspired to tell a story, or I want to do something fun. I have to keep people entertained on my channel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Somehow.
Okay.
Interesting. What did you learn from being in the crime side, this community as a whole? Like, what did you learn from it?
Honestly, I didn't learn like squat from being in the crumb side because you don't learn anything from the crumb side. So that's why you try to stay out of it. But the crumb side is unavoidable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's the crumb side that what's the word I'm looking for? That accuses you of not playing games. But if you look and you see the crumb side, it's the crumb side that doesn't play video games. It's just that if I learned anything, is that it's just the negative and negative always speak. You see more negative than you see positive, and the crumb side is how can I say it's influencing from people, and it's never going to go away. There's no way to change it. It's just finding ways to avoid it or coming up with something that you can do that make you stand out and be better than a pack.
Mm-hmm.
Crumb side like crabs,
Yeah.
Crabs don't let each other go, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What made you get into Xbox? Like, what made you get into Xbox as your preferred platform and stuff like that?
Well, I wasn't a fan of the original Xbox. Before I was a console fanboy, I was a game fanboy. Like, I liked SmackDown over any other wrestling game. I liked Ratchet and Clank over like Mario or whatever Xbox had. I liked the Getaway over Grand Theft Auto, even though Grand Theft Auto was more of a PlayStation game than anything else. I was a Getaway person. What happened with Xbox is that the 360 came out when I was 15 or 16. I was working like a summer job, and it would be the first console I could buy with my own money that I can afford, and I saved up for. And I wanted the Xbox 360 because remember, coming off PlayStation and GameCube, I wasn't gaming online. My friend was on Xbox, and then people who were on PC, they were already gaming online. So I didn't know what it was like. I just knew it was fun. He was telling me it was fun. I wanted to experience Halo. I played it, I experienced it, but I couldn't call it mine. And I was like, man, when they drop another one, like I am on it. So once that Gaming Informer, I think it was Electronic Gaming Monthly, I think broke the story on the Xbox 360. And I've subscribed to every gaming magazine since the first image leaked, so just so I can get more news. And then I was buying like the $20 E3 before it, the E3 DVDs and stuff like that. And it was just, I wanted, what did it for me was seeing the Gears of War
The first
demo,
one?
the first one, yeah. And I was like, man, I was like, so Halo 3, and I was like, in this new game called Gears of War, and then just being online, I just couldn't imagine online gaming. So Xbox 360 was my introduction to online gaming, and I was like, I went all out. I bought it day one. I saved up all my money. I used to work at D'Angelo's, and I had a summer job. Saved up all my money. Bought the $400 20 gig version, and I bought 8 launch games and an extra controller with it. Yeah, and I went through 3 of them through the Red Ring of Death, and I just kept buying them until they shrunk it. And I had about like 7 Xbox 360s just through them getting smaller up until they came out with the Xbox One. So,
did you get the Slim?
I got of the 360. Yes, I got the Slim. I had a couple Slims.
Are you getting the Xbox Scorpio or no?
Yeah, it's 6 teraflops.
How
No,
much you
I'll
think
get it
it's going
regardless.
to cost?
I think it's going to be upwards of $500.
You don't think it's going to be higher than that? I'd say 700.
I don't think it's going to be 700, even though it's going to be sold as a premium. I say I won't. I'd be surprised if it becomes higher than $600. I think it's going to be somewhere between $500 or $600. If it's $700, I probably will still find a way to get it. So.
Okay. You'll enter it. What do you think of Nintendo and Pokemon Go? Like Pokemon.
What do I think of Nintendo?
And
Pokemon Go. Well, Nintendo, like I said, I grew out of Nintendo. I was a Nintendo fan. Like I said, before I was on Xbox, the only consoles I was gaming on was PlayStation 2 and GameCube. And then before PlayStation 2, I only had Nintendo consoles prior to that. Pokemon Go I think it's good for Nintendo. It's good for those who grew up with Pokemon. That nostalgia just came back. It gave Nintendo it's a positive light to Nintendo. They found a way they could make money. It's a mobile thing. It's a cool concept, but let's just see how long it'll last. But Pokemon is a success. Am I a fan of it? I mean, I play it, but I'm not into it like where my life is in danger when I'm playing it. But no, it's cool. It's a cool concept. I'm happy for Nintendo that they were able to come up with something that can get everybody, that can get a lot of people onto it, and it could be something that's trending, and it's something to take light away from the failures like their recent consoles.
Yeah. What do you think of the upgradable consoles?
I don't think any of them, because I don't know of any of them that exists. Like, are you referring to the Scorpio and Neo, or? Yeah. Well, as we know about the Neo, I don't look at the Neo as an upgrade. Being that I don't know if you was following when I did the video when I had the specs and I was telling everybody what's inside the Neo, and everybody ignored it until now these recent leaks came out, which confirms what I was saying was correct. It's the PlayStation Neo. Like I said, if I'm going to get a PlayStation, it would be if I rebuy a PlayStation, it would be a Neo, because it only makes sense. But I honestly don't think Sony is. I don't know what they're gonna do. So with the Neo, but if it comes out, I'll be interested in it, and I will likely get it, just because I do sometimes miss having my PlayStation for certain games. I do like the idea of the upgrade or the mid-gen upgrades. And I remember I wanted to give a shout out to Bites Chicken. He's the maker of Gear Gauntlet. And I remember like I think it was last year. He was like, what if the consoles were like cell phones and like every couple of years they were upgraded?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think that would be stupid. I was like, the only way that would work or be successful is if every game was forward and backwards compatible. That means every game I buy now better work day one on whatever thing they knew they got, so I don't feel like I'm out of the loop. He brought it up. He was genius for that. I commend on him on that. But I mean, it's about to be reality. I think it's cool. We never had something like that in consoles. But if you think about it, our computers are like that. Our cell phones are like that. Our tablets are like that. Everything is like that, but consoles. So
yes, they are. The technology's changing every day.
yeah.
What do you think? What's going to be the future of the gaming industry?
The future of the gaming industry. Well, as long as consoles are here to stay, I'm going to be happy. You know what I mean? I'm a console gamer. I can't imagine gaming any other way. I'm not even sold on VR like that. So if VR can remain as it is and not like something that takes over gaming, I'll be happy.
Okay. What games are you looking forward to for the rest of the year in 2017?
What's coming out in 2017 again? For the rest of the year, I've already pre-ordered all the games that I'm interested in. I'm definitely interested. I can't even speak. In Titanfall 2. I can't wait to see how that is in comparison. Hopefully it lasts. Gears of War 4 definitely. I purposely don't watch anything on Gears or read up on anything on Gears so I can keep the surprise factor there and that I can enjoy it to its fullest without being spoiled. I'm definitely interested. I'm looking forward to Forza Horizon 3. I think it's going to be, again, best racer of the generation. What else is there that I got? Recore, I think is going to be so underrated what it may potentially become. And I'm looking forward to that. It's at a great price point. I hope a lot of people buy it. As far as and then the other games I'm borderline is maybe Mafia 3. The games in 2017, the only game I think I'm really waiting for in 2017 is Scalebound and Sea of Thieves. I'm not really a Halo Wars fan. So
Really?
no, I'm not into RTSs.
What was your first system, like your first gaming system?
My first gaming system was a Super Nintendo. Because my uncles, they had the Sega, so the Super Nintendo was mine. Super Nintendo.
Really? Okay. And what was your favorite game as a child?
Favorite game as a child?
Yeah.
Well, I know this is like probably the most common answer, but I don't know. I'm going by. I didn't have like the greatest collection of games when I was younger, but it was my favorite game. It was Super Mario All Stars.
Okay. When can we expect your next single, like your rap singles and stuff like that?
I don't know when it's done. I put out a song like every other day. I try not to flood my channel with just content because I don't want to turn off the people that came here for gaming. So I probably do one once a week. I might put out another one, I don't know, sometime next week. So I don't know. I don't really do it I just kind of just do it. And if I feel like it's good enough to share, and then I share it. And I feel like if it's not good enough to share it, I share it anyway to see what people say. So.
So I've been noticing you've been going political on Twitter, like socially active.
I've always been socially aware, dating back to my days in middle school. I always follow politics. I always follow history. But and I always and then lately I started to follow conspiracies. So like what kept me away from it before it was I was just always conflicted because I didn't know what was real or fake, was
Mm-hmm.
true or not, and but and politics still holds a place. I mean, being socially aware and seeing what's wrong and what's not and whatnot. So like, and just seeing things that if I feel like it has a strong enough impact and I feel a certain way about it, I feel like I need to speak on it. And of course,
Okay.
with all the stuff that's going on with police brutality and the crime, the violence, not just going on in America, but the violence that's going on internationally, I think it's a telling time, and I think it shouldn't be ignored. And
You think police brutality is gonna end, or
no, police brutality would never end because police brutality has always been around. It's just that now that we got social media, cell phones, camera phones,
exposure?
we're finally seeing it. But believe it or not, don't be fooled. It's not what the media is telling you. It is. We don't have a race problem. We don't have a big police brutality problem because the stats will show you that we don't. And I think what the media is doing is they're trying to create tension between us as a people. And people will say, "Oh, well, blacks. Right now we're united. We're not." The problem is we shouldn't be united as a race. We should be united as a people, and we shouldn't let the media or whatever it is try to pit us against each other. Because at the end of the day, if I get shot dead, I don't want my death to be publicized only if a cop does it or a white cop does it.
Mm-hmm.
If I get shot by a black cop, publicize it. If I get shot by an Asian cop, publicize it. If I get shot by another black guy for no reason, just because he wanted to rob me or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
publicize it. I don't want I don't like speaking like that. I don't want wrongful murders and deaths shouldn't be ignored because it's expected because who the killer was.
Yeah.
But if we're only going to put attention on murders that happen from white cops, which if you think about it, I don't mean to turn this interview into like a social injustice thing. Yeah, people. It's been a horrible week, a horrible couple weeks. It's been a horrible year when it comes to violence and stuff. But if you think about it,
Really? What about last year?
huh?
What about last year?
It was bad too. We're in crazy times. But if you think about it, we had two murders. Two black folks were killed, wrongfully killed. They were murdered. I say they were murdered by
Aaron Sterling
cops.
or whatever.
You said what?
Aaron Sterling.
Or yeah, Erlen Sterling and Philando. They were murdered. Their murders took place in two different cities and two different states, and the whole nation reacted.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a person gets killed by a cop in Baton Rouge, one get killed by a cop in Minnesota. Unrelated. They happen to die by cops.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when that whole protest happened, cops getting killed in Dallas, I'm like, it makes no sense. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I would understand in the event if that took place in the communities where those brothers were killed, at least would make sense. I don't condone violence. To stop violence doesn't make sense. Violence doesn't end violence. So, but I would at least have an understanding. Because at the end of the day, after all these cops that are now getting killed in retaliation, the cops that actually committed the murders are still walking free and alive, and they're not harmed at all. So it makes no sense. I'm not really with this whole "This Lives Matter" movement, and I'm not involved. Or any of those lives matters, because they're all are done to like put people against each other. And I'm not with the we don't need cops, because like I said, I'd rather cops over martial law any day. I was like, the day you get rid of cops is the day the military is the police, and you've seen what happened in Turkey. So it's stupid.
What are some of the future plans of your channel?
I always wonder if I should make another channel for different things, but I'm too lazy for that. I like to keep being that one stop shop for everything.
Mhm.
So I don't have any plans. I mean, right now we're doing a Tick Writers Block podcast, which has been great. I got my music, I got my gameplay, I got
Mhm.
my vlogs that I do at when I'm on lunch or in the morning and whatnot. So I don't have anything different planned. I just hope to be able to keep putting out good content that people can watch, like, and be me. I've been consistent since I came on YouTube, and that's one thing nobody can really say about me. Is I've always been consistent. You can go back
Yeah,
3 years, you see
yeah,
my
you
videos are
have
always been the
been.
same.
You have. Uh, do you think Xbox gets a bad reputation of its fan base? Like the Xbox fan? Do you think the Xbox fan base gets a bad rap?
The Xbox fan base gets a bad rap.
Hmm.
Yeah, but Sony's fan base got a bad rap last gen as well. And it's like I said, fanboys. Uh, this is the craziest generation for fanboys. You know what I mean? So only because we got
Hmm.
social media. Back in PlayStation 2 days, Xbox days, it wasn't bad. It's just like, we had our preferences, but it was really more game versus game. You know what I mean? When we had when we like, for example, when you had your Madden fans versus your 2K fans versus your game day fans and stuff like that. Xbox fans get a bad rap because people overreact. A lot of people over react to what Xbox fanboys do, and some Xbox fanboys overreact to what PlayStation fans do. And if people stop overreacting and wouldn't care, like, we should stop caring about what somebody says. Like, I never understood why people dislike the fact that I was a fan of something, or I speak highly of something. You know what I mean,
Hmm.
or something. So Xbox fanboys, they get a bad rap for just being for speaking. They get a bad rap because uh, they they're a zero tolerance, no nonsense group, and no matter how idiotic or how professional whatever things sound, they don't care. They're gonna say it, and they're gonna stick by it.
Yeah.
And I think in this, I don't like how it says like Xbox fans get a bad rap. All of those fanatic, extreme fans get a bad rap when they say it. It's just that the Xbox side is amplified, and a lot of people have this grudge against Xbox guys for a moment. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Let me call you back. I'm talking to my homeboy Levon. You heard me? Let me call you back. I'm talking to my homeboy Levon.
Uh,
Not ignored, but just let me call you back. All right, thank you. All right.
Everyone loves Sony right now.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody loves Sony or just everybody wants to be a part of it. We live in, this is the what you call the lunchroom generation. I don't know. You're in high school now, right? Or you
Hmm.
yeah,
I'm in
and
high
I
school.
don't know if high school is still the same, but you know how it's lunchtime. There's lunch tables. You feel comfortable sitting at lunch tables. I was the type of kid that just kind of swap tables. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But there were some
same here.
tables, the same people sat at and they gossip at. You know what I mean? It's just lunchroom. Some people need to feel a part of the in crowd, and because the popular thing is to diss Xbox fans or to diss the Xbox console, a lot of people stir to that because that's what's getting views, that's what's getting likes,
Hmm.
that's what's getting the push. So it's the easiest. I could have easily said, you know what? Remember, I came on YouTube right like during the Titanfall time. I could have easily said, "Oh, PlayStation is the wave. I'm going to jump on that wave." You know what I mean? But I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy, if you want to call me that. So like I can't pretend to like something that I don't like. PlayStation, like I said, PlayStation at once was my preference. You know what I mean? And when,
Yeah.
like I said, since I got on Xbox, I told myself from 2000, I got an Xbox in 2000 when it came out, but in 2006, after Gears of War came out, I said, no, I was like, whatever Xbox put out next, I am there day one. There's no way I can leave this ecosystem. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So, like I said, it's all about people trying to find a place to fit in.
Trying to act
It's,
cool.
they need, yeah. It's the lunchroom effect. And it's just people trying to fit in. So that's why I was like, all this hate and this dislike towards Xbox or Xbox fanboys isn't real hate or real dislike. It's just a cool thing to do now. Eventually, that's going to fade. You know, the Xbox Scorpio is about to take number 2 on the Neo, and in the in the PlayStation, at least that console will be the thing to diss once Scorpio come out, and you'll start seeing some flip floppers hop on the train like how they was on PlayStation. It's
or Nintendo.
Yeah,
It could be the same effect with Nintendo as well.
I don't know what Nintendo can do, but Nintendo, like I said, Nintendo has a different fan base, and Nintendo. When you think of console war, you just don't think of
Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, you think Sony and Microsoft. You don't think of Nintendo, and somehow PC somehow gets in it. They feel like they have to be in the mix. But Nintendo, I don't never look at Nintendo as a threat. I don't think I've ever gotten to a debate with a Nintendo repping like fanboy or anything like that. It just never happened. And believe it or not, it's hard to find Nintendo fanboys, especially on YouTube. If you want to get them on a podcast or something like that, there's not a lot of them, and it's because a lot of Nintendo's player base isn't our age, and if they are age, they're like looked at as weird, So.
And child autism.
No, that's messed up. No.
But anyways, who do you admire on YouTube?
Who I admire on YouTube?
Yeah,
myself. No. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people I like on YouTube, and a lot of people don't believe me. But there's people. Here's the difference. I don't have a lot of people that I guess that like me. For whatever either where I stand on YouTube or Xbox, or whatever, or just my opinion not being the popular one. But there's people I admire that probably don't even like me, or I just got on YouTube watching. You know what I mean? I may not agree with some of the people that I've been a fan of, but I don't even want to use the word admire. You know what I mean? But like I said, no matter who you are as a person, sometimes I could care less who you are as a person. But if I enjoy your content, I enjoy your content. You know what I mean? Like people may not like me as a person, but they may like my content. People may hate my content and like me as a person. So
vice versa.
Yeah. So for example, like believe it or not, I like I've always since I knew YouTube was a place to go for freaking gaming. There was only 3 people I was watching on YouTube for a while, or three and a half, and that was Next Gen, 720, Broken Games, Red Dragon, and then I think I found Crap Gamer. Those were the rotation of people of videos I would just watch while these consoles were coming out, or right before they were coming out. I would just watch their stuff and just watch it. I didn't develop a personal feeling for any of the people. I just thought the content was good. And then I found Showstopper and everything. And then now, as I've realized that YouTube had a much larger community, I opened myself up to the likes of like Stone Fox Media. There was, who else do I? Because people, like I said, I started out, but a lot of people I just mentioned don't actually like me. You know what I mean? As a don't like me. But as far as content, I can tell you when it comes to content, I haven't watched anything from Mooch in a little bit. I hope he still does the videos, but I do like Mooch's content. I think he has great content. Like I said, say what you want to say to him about his opinion or about him as a person, whatever. But you can't deny the content that he does. Like I said, I find some Crack Gamer stuff cool. Broken Games, I always enjoyed his stuff, and half the time I never really even agreed with half the stuff I watched from Broken Games, but I watched it. I always thought Red Dragon was very, very informative. I just loved hearing his opinion and watching him bring news to the scene. And like I said, Stone Fox I thought is a bit entertaining, even though I disagree with half the stuff he says. Who else do I like? As far as but that as the big guys, I'm more of a fan of like the smaller guys, the people that don't have thousands of subscribers. Like was I like Dealer stuff. He gets a laugh out of me. I love Xbox 448's podcast. He found a way to be very creative with his stuff. I like Nicodemus. Nicodemus is awesome. I wish he had more subscribers and more views. I even like some of your stuff, Levon. Believe it or
Okay.
not, I do watch. I definitely do watch.
Okay.
Um, I like I like watching King Dre's Battlefield stuff. I don't know how often he does it, but he has a good sports cast now. Famian T, I like when he drops a video. His videos are pretty good. I like the intro he got, and some of the topics that he bring across. Um, Generally, Arsenal. You'll see people that I like because I drop a like on everybody's videos that I feel like watching. And sometimes I dedicate a day, like a Sunday or whenever my days off. I'll look through, see who dropped a video, and drop a like, and watch. Maybe even leave a comment. I just started to check out what's his name, Jay. Is his name Jay Gaming? The one that they said replaced me on Weapon Wheel. His stuff is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jack Move, Johnny, his
Yeah, he's very funny.
he's very funny. But let me tell you something. I actually never really cared or liked Jack Move like that. Like I always, and this was before we even got along or anything like that. We bumped heads in the past. But the one thing I always did, and I give him all the credit for this. I loved his intro when he used to
Okay.
get on a cartoon. He got on a pony and go, "Rrr," that shit, and then the shit that he says. I thought it was awesome because it was like, and when people ask me, oh, why do you call yourself the best bot and stuff like that? Because Jack Move, like I said, when we were all laughing at people being called ponies and stuff like that, he sat there and he owned it. He owned it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the pony commissioner. He owned it, and I was like, and I couldn't hate him. I couldn't dislike him. I was just like, yo, that is genius. That's awesome. So calling him a pony is completely pointless. You can't do it. So, and when I was like, and people were calling me an X-bot, and I'm like, I actually would rather be called an X-bot versus a pony. It just seems like a more manly name, a tech name. And I was like, cool, I'm going to own it. And I said, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. So if I'm going to be an Xbot, I'm going to be the best bot. It had nothing to do about how good I am at games. Had nothing to do. I was being called an Xbot, and I was like, if I'm going to be an Xbot, I'm going to be the best bot, and I'm gonna own it. So shout out to Jack Move Johnny for doing that, because like I said, he owned the pony line. You know what I mean? He took it, and I own the best bot line, and there's some other names that people are being called now that somebody's just going to step up and they're going to own it.
Who's your favorite rappers and R&B artists? And
I don't have favorite rappers in today's music because today's music is so diluted. I don't even. These people look like freaking. Oh my god, like freaking straight out of mental asylum rappers now. I stopped. I checked. I think I completely checked out of rap in like maybe 2012, 2014. The only person I guess, but I don't really consider him rap since he does multiple things like singing and stuff. Is really Drake. He's the last thing I have on rap. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I guess I can hold on to them to an extent, but that's it. I'm stuck right now when it comes to rap. I'm stuck from 91 to like 2008. That's where I'm stuck at. But my favorite rapper of all time, greatest rapper, I feel is the greatest rapper of all time, greatest person of all time is Tupac. Nas. I like Eminem. I like, and Eminem is not high on my list, but I do like his stuff. I liked Ja Rule when he was in his prime, 50 in his prime. The backpack rappers, there's just a bunch of them. Kanye West from 2004 to 2008. Yeah, 50 Cent. A Game is in like my top 3 favorite rappers. Tupac, Nas, Game, and Kanye West would have remained here had he remained Kanye West. Like, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I mean, I love music, and that's why when people make fun of my music, I don't think they make fun of my music because they think it's bad. It's just, it's not what they're used to. I don't sound like some of these idiots on pills or anything like that, or talking about, you know what I mean? I rap like as if it's still 2008. Sometimes I rap like it's 95. Sometimes I rap like it's 88.
You
Depending
rap
on how
different styles, different times.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can only relate to the music that I enjoy. I can't, like, if I that's why I don't put out music as often. I used to be like full time like rapping But I stopped because I couldn't relate to the music that was out. And you get inspired by other people. You get inspired by some of the music you hear, and I couldn't get inspired by from the trash that's available now. So I go back, and that's why when I'm rapping now, you don't hear me saying these rainbow bubblegum pop lines. I say things. People criticize me because I'm not what you call it. I don't. My wordplay isn't the greatest. I do everything simple. I have simplistic lyrics. I'm able to say what I need to say in a simple manner and still make it sound good. Hopefully, still let it hit you the same way without you guessing what I'm saying. I try to be as clear as possible.
What else do I have? All right. Would you like to shout your channel out?
Sure. I'm Kid Smoove, and if you type in Kid Smoove in your YouTube search box, you might find more content about me than you will from me, even though I have a lot of content. Yeah, just check me out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are subscribed, give my videos another watching, another liking. I try to do it. I try to be what YouTube is supposed to be, entertaining. You know what I mean, and not caring. Just subscribe. You know what I mean, and I watch everybody's stuff. So
there's a question.
Sure.
What are 5 things you think the Xbox One could do better?
They can add YouTube streaming. That would be awesome. They can. I wish there was like a dedicated share button, like a screenshot button on the Xbox. That would be awesome if they were. I thought when they remodeled the controller that they were going to add that, but they didn't. It's nice to see that they got Bluetooth. The Xbox can. How can I say this? 5 things. I said the controller. I said the YouTube streaming. I wish their accessories wasn't overpriced. A lot of their accessories are overpriced. I wish that Connect could have survived in this generation. Like more Connect dedicated features, games. It had a lot of potential. This Connect was like 10 times the power of the last Connect, and I was in love with the last Connect game. I just felt like I wish they were able to do something better. I wish they made a powerful console that didn't have power dedicated to the Connect, or I wish they still could have had that power dedicated to the Connect and still able to push out something. Somebody asked, can they add me on PSN? You can, but I'm not going to be on there. My PSN ID is Kid Nerd Smoove, one word, KIDNERD Smoove, SMOOV. That's my PlayStation ID. When I return to PlayStation, that my name won't change, and I'll still have the games that I have digitally. So,
could you tell us for like all the viewers that don't know, like how was Weapon Wheel made? I guess.
How was Weapon Wheel made? Well, last time I said how Weapon Wheel came up, I was the last one I should have been talking to. Honestly, Broken Games could explain how Weapon Wheel was made. I can tell you how it was brought to me.
Yeah,
I know BG hit me up, and like I don't know when it was. It was like early. Let's go back. I used to do a podcast, Let's Talk Games. It was the LTG podcast. It was me, E-Rock, Sadman, Dan, a few other people. We had Bella and a few other people. I used to do developer interviews there. I used to just do PlayStation versus Xbox content there. And I had people like Blackbuster Critic on a podcast. I had Broken Games on like 5 episodes there. To those people who said, well, BG, don't come to your podcast, Kid Smoove. Like, I haven't invited him to the writer's block, but he has been on Let's Talk Games podcast when I did it several times. And I think one time he hit me up and he said he has an idea for a podcast where he's going to have rotational casts. He wants me to be a part of that first episode and whatnot. And I said, sure, I do it. And I think because he wanted an Xbox guy, he wanted a PlayStation guy, he wanted a Nintendo guy, he wanted a PC guy. He was the main guy, and then his weapons was supposed to rotate, you know. And I remember what he wanted. There was people that he wanted on, that he would get on, whether they liked him or not, whether there was like the biggest Xbox fan. Well, he did not care. He wanted them on. And we've reached out to a lot of people to get them on. And some people didn't do it. Some people told me they will. And I ended up going. I was there for the first one. I don't think I was supposed to be a returnee. I think I had a falling out on episode 1 with like Heart 8 and I think Black Bond about who else? I had about Crackdown. I think that was my falling out, and I wasn't on episode 2. I was not on episode 2. He had a guest round. I think I returned for episode 3, and then he kind of, his rotation of people kind of just settled into what it was. Which is with this the cast that you see now. It kind of just settled into that, which is a good mix of people. You know, you got Red Infamy, who's awesome. You got Jack Move. You got I like when Solid Rev is there. Sometimes Dark Cloud is there. You got obviously Heart 8, and you got Bond there. Like I said. It's, Weapon Way gets his, like, to me, you talk about somebody that's get flacked, it get its thing, it gets his flack and stuff like that. And sometimes it's rightfully so, sometimes it's self-brought, but I think honestly more than itself, I don't think it's the podcast that has the issue. I think it's really sometimes it could be the viewers, it could be the community that refers to it. Because if you watch some of the podcasts, I mean, a lot of the podcasts, there's some where there's great content. Obviously, the exception of my situation that happened, that wasn't obviously a low point. It was not a great, look for a podcast. Wasn't the greatest look for me. Or some other. It just wasn't really pretty. So I don't even watch it. I generally rewatch the podcast. I don't think I rewatched that one.
All right. Chad, do you have any questions? Okay. Do they have any questions?
Does anybody got any questions? Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Man, shout out to King Dre. King Dre he's the head honcho of Hard Knock Gamers. He's correcting us because we couldn't pronounce the names of the people that were sadly murdered. He said he wanted to say, for the record, it's Alton Sterling. Apologize to his family if I was mispronouncing his name. And Philando Castile. I said Philando correctly. I just didn't say his last name. He said, got to know these people who I'm tweeting about in interviews. So shout out to King Dre. For that, Mr. Battlefield. That's what I call him.
All right, no questions. All right, guys. Thank you for being in this interview, Kid Smoove. Thank you.
Anytime, man.
Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you guys later. Peace, and expect more from me, Levon Kaysen. See y'all later.
Shout out to Levon. Subscribe to him, please.
See y'all later. Peace.